Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Wake Up Call Morning Show. And I'm Mike from VentureCast. And just a little morning show that we do here twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, where we can all get together and hang out, talk about cruise stories, travel stories, and, get the day started right. And I hope you're having a good morning so far. And I hope your week has been going well. Uh, well, not. It's kind of a. It's been kind of well. It's been really humid here. I don't know about the rest of you folks, but we've had kind of an unusual summer here. It's last 3 summers is once July rolls around, July August, it's just been bone dry. But this year's been a little bit different. We had that hurricane roll through, and it's we've had a lot of rain. It's been raining like every other day here, and which I'm not going to complain about that. I like getting the rain. It cuts down on my water bill a little bit for having to water the grass. But just been a little bit interesting. But let's jump over to the chat. Say good morning to some folks. And looks like we got James L. Catanese. Well, good morning. Welcome in. And we got Kathy Mills. Good morning. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. And we got Bone Tired Travelers. Good morning. Welcome in. And we got Scott from Controversial Cruising. Good morning to you, sir. And we got See Me Traveling from Marsha and Kurt. Well, good morning to you too. I just caught your show over there. Some interesting discussions about the hotels and how people, what you consider when you're booking them. I mean, I've been burned a lot of times. I used to be the guy that would just, whatever the cheap one was, Motel 6 or, Roadway or Red Roof, whatever, but not anymore. I've had some horror stories. So now, I just look at the location and of like if I'm going on a cruise, I'll try to check the proximity to the port. Uh, I mean, I'm not now. Granted, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to book like a 500 a night hotel or anything crazy like that. But that's more what I look for these days. Uh, and we got the Adventures of Traveling Mike. Well, good morning to you. Welcome in. Got a got a good name. Got a good name. And looks like we got Najuma Brown in the house. Well, welcome in. Good morning to you. And I've got Law Jones in the house. Well, good morning. Good morning. Yes, used to be Cruise Vet. Well, first I started out Cruise Vet, and then I changed to Cruise Vet Adventures, and now I've settled on VentureCast. So it's been kind of a journey, with the whole YouTube experience. And we got Eddie Lugo Studios in the house. Yo, yo, yo to you too, sir. And we got the Fam Adventures. Well, good morning. Good morning. Welcome in. And we got Captain Billy J Travels in the house. Ahoy there, everybody. The real captain is here. Well, good morning to you, sir. And Destination Fun, good morning. And yeah, thanks for making that Facebook post last night about the check-in for the Utopia of the Seas. I wasn't even thinking about it, and so I saw that, jumped online real quick, and you know, ended up with the 11 o'clock check-in time, and everybody's saying hi to each other. And let's see here. And what is this? Oh, Scott from Controversial Cruising says the Captain Sherry and Captain Billy battle is the best on YouTube. Prove me wrong, and I love it. Well, uh, I guess may the best channel win on that one. And I think we're down to the bottom here. Well, all right. So we're going to go ahead and take a peruse through the the title, the topic for the show today is Embarkation Day, and what rituals or routines you might have on cruise day to get ready for boarding the ship, getting to the port, all of that. But before we jump into that, we'll take a little peruse through the news stories, and so are you a person that gets excited about solar eclipses and or maybe the northern lights? Well, it looks like Holland America has devised some cruise itineraries just for you. And so basically, Holland America introduces the new 2026 Celestial Cruises. And apparently, these are cruises that are, I guess, put together with things like the solar eclipses in mind. I guess they did one this year for the big solar eclipse. And I guess it was a big hit. So basically, it says starting July 31st, travelers can book these special celestial cruises to see sights like the Northern Lights, total solar eclipse, or the summer solstice above the Arctic Circle. Now, I'm not even sure. I'll be honest. I'm not even sure what the summer solstice, what all that entails. But apparently, they have a cruise itinerary revolving around that. After the excitement excess around our 2024 Eclipse cruises, we knew our guests were looking for additional opportunities to get a front row seat for some of the world's most special natural spectacles. And our teams put together a line of cruises that not only deliver on that front, but also give guests in depth exploration of exciting destinations. And if you do book the solar eclipse cruise, I guess they're going to have lectures from scientific experts, and they'll have some themed activities, and they will provide all the equipment necessary, as far as the glasses and all of that. So just something kind of neat that I thought, was kind of interesting. I never, you think about itineraries to destinations and things like that, but I just wouldn't have thought if they would have had something built around, the eclipse or the northern lights. But I guess, I know that this year was kind of different. They had you could actually, look at the northern lights from places like Arizona and the middle America. So, but yeah, that was just an interesting little story. And then I've got another one. I don't know for all you, when people talk about cruising, they never really associate, with physical exercise, things like that. I know people get excited about going on the cruise ship and exploring all the different venues, but nobody ever seems to be excited about the gym. But ooh, oops, wrong button. Sorry. But apparently, Virgin Voyages has come up with a little activity. But I mean, that was the thing with Virgin Voyages. When they started up, that was one of the things that they were looking at. They didn't have kids on their cruises, but and then the other thing was they wanted to uh, feature, I guess, fitness in their cruises. So they've come up with this Eight Legs Run Club. Of course, now when I heard that title, I wasn't sure what to think about it. I was thinking for some reason I was thinking like a potato sack race or something like that. But apparently they've introduced the Eight Legs Run Club. Launching this fall. It's designed for all experience levels, from seasoned half marathoners to those just starting out and looking to connect with fellow wellness enthusiasts. Additionally, guests can participate in runs at various destinations with the line's happenings cast. So I guess when you hit a port, they'll have different, I guess, 5Ks or 3Ks or something set up. And apparently they had one cruiser that ran for 24 straight hours last week, completing 639 laps around the runway for a good cause. So I can't imagine. Well, if I can run these days, if I can run for 10 minutes straight, I would consider that a big ordeal. I couldn't imagine 24 hours straight though. But just a couple little stories there, get the to set the mood there, and cruise over to the chat real quick here, and let's see if we got anything. And then we got from the Fam Adventures. Shouldn't Captain Controversy get in the fold as well? Well, that's a good point. Uh, so is this a three-way race, three captains, or maybe somebody's going to have to? There might have to be a chain of command. Will there be like a admiral or commodore? I don't know. Billy J saying the fam stirring the pot. Of course, the fan adventures firing back. I don't use a spoon though. I use a freaking boat paddle. And Scott says I had to go to Alaska to see the Northern Lights. Yeah, well, that was the thing about it. Earlier this year, they had that event where people were seeing it down here in Texas. So, um, and Bone Tire Traveler says they saw them in Mississippi. Law Jones says there are times of the year when more solar activity. Northern Lights are more provable. Google it. Great Lakes cruises are also good for Northern Lights at the right time of year. Well, I never thought about that. And Bone Tired Travelers, going to bed, guys. Have a great day. Well, uh, hope you get a good night's sleep, and thanks for popping in. And Billy J says he's an aft admiral. Well, all right. Well, all right. We'll dive into the topic of discussion for today, which revolves around the embarkation day. And so I don't know about you, if you have any rituals or routines around embarkation day. But I don't know. It seems like I've kind of settled into a little bit of a routine going on cruises, uh, and it varies a little bit, depending on if I'm driving to the port or if I'm going to fly to the port. Uh, you know, I mean, I'm a little bit lucky that I'm close to Galveston. Takes me about an hour, hour and a half to get down there, and so uh, it changes a little bit depending on what I'm doing, but. For me, first thing I try to do is I try to get a good night's sleep. Although I admit sometimes it's not always possible because there's always those last minute little preparations, or maybe I put off packing till the last minute, and so I might stay up late, running around the house trying to make sure I got everything that I need. But I try to, try to get a good night's sleep so that way I'm not groggy the next morning or dragging. But so that's the first thing I try to do, and then after that, I try to get a good breakfast. Always, and got to get the coffee. Got to get the coffee. Um, but getting a good breakfast for me just kind of keeps you from being hungry because you never know. The travel days sometimes can be long, and especially if you're having to fly, because a lot of times the airport food options aren't the greatest, and a lot of times it's overpriced, and depending on what your boarding time is, you know, you might not get to eat something till 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it just cuts down from being hangry, if you will. Um, so that's what I do. I try to get a good breakfast, keeps me from being irritable. And then, you know, then I make sure if I'm driving to the port, try to leave myself enough time to get there early, in case there's any traffic along the way, road closures or anything like that. And so yeah, that's the preparations I make beforehand. Of course, a lot of that, you also before you even get to that though, I try to keep up when the check-in times online, with Carnival, Royal, make sure I get a good time slot. Not all Sometimes it's not always the earliest. Sometimes I'll go for a later check-in time, just depending. But uh, Captain Billy J says it's hard to sleep the night before embarkation day. Too excited to board the ship and make sure you have everything. Well, I agree with that. I'm kind of the same way. This last cruise, I went on the Carnival Miracle for a 14-day Alaska cruise, and for whatever reason, I had put off packing till the last minute, and I mean, I was up till almost 3 in the morning just packing and getting everything good to go. Which, uh, I had a flight that left at 6 in the morning, so that really wasn't the best plan. So by the time I got checked on board the ship, I was ready for a nap. But and Scott says it's like Christmas. Yep, definitely, definitely. So yeah, that's usually the preparation beforehand, and so then when I get to the terminal, uh, depending on if I'm there early or whatever, but either way, uh, one of the things that I like to do, and I don't know how the rest of you all are, but I like to drop my luggage off with the porters. You know, that way when I'm going through the terminal, I'm not having to drag a bag, or when I get on the ship, I'm not having to lug my suitcase around, and just kind of makes things easier, less stressful. And so I'll take it over to the porters, drop it off, and usually the rule of thumb for me is I'll give them 5 to 10 bucks per bag. Just depends. So that's what I do there to kind of make it a little bit easier. Uh, and then I make sure next thing I try to do is I make sure that I have all my documents ready before I even go through the check-in line, or get into the terminal. Just you know, uh, makes things a lot easier. It's nothing worse than you forget, and you have to start digging through your backpack or whatever to start pulling things, and then you start getting the side eye from the other cruise passengers. Um, and I'm still kind of old school. I know a lot of people have everything electronically on their phone, but I actually print out my boarding pass and all of that. I don't know. I guess I just don't trust the electronics. Or knowing my luck, I won't get cell service or something. But so yeah, I'd make sure I have my documents good, ready to go. Uh, Law Jones says, Scott, whenever you're around, I always think I can smell McDonald's. Why is that? That's not sure what that's all about. Destination Fun says, celebrity lets you drop bags off in the room after you get on the ship. Yeah, yeah, that's true. I guess for me though, I don't like lugging it through the terminal. I guess I guess I don't know. I guess I've gotten spoiled by having them handle it. But yeah, that's all the preparations I do beforehand, and then once I get on the ship, uh, usually right around lunch or maybe slightly before it. Uh, One of the things I try to do is, well, first right off the bat, I go get my muster drill checked off, and that's because I don't want to play around with that. I don't want to get involved in something and then have to get up and then go do it. Plus, I don't want to be one of those cruise passengers that has their name called out over the loudspeaker, so I run over, get that out of the way, and it's so easy these days. I don't know how people uh, struggle with it so much. I mean, they make it pretty simple. I mean, a lot of times you watch a video to do most of it, and then more or less you're just kind of showing up and having them scan your boarding pass to check you off the list, and maybe sit through like a quick 2-minute presentation on how to put on a life vest. So yeah, I try to get that out of the way, and then after that, uh, I head up, try to get something to eat. I always avoid the buffet at all costs. Everybody kind of bum rushes up there, and it gets kind of crazy. Um, if I'm on Carnival, I'll try to hit up Guy's Burgers or Blue Iguana or Shack's Chicken, something like that. I used to hit up Guy's Pig and Anchor. That used to be kind of my ritual first meal on board, but I don't know. I've had too many bad experiences with the barbecue quality, and so I don't even mess with that anymore. But so and then Royal for a long time I used to do the Key, which is kind of like their version of the faster to the fun. With that, you would get like well, they used to call it like a chops lunch in the main dining room, but now I forget what they've changed it up. Um, there's like a key select menu or something, but from what I've heard, it's about the same. But at any rate, I try to avoid the buffet just because of the madness. And Billy J says I print boarding passes too as a backup. And let's see. Scott says hot, fresh, and always a good time. Whoa. And a little bit salty. All right. And Billy J says Scott is the Ronald McDonald of the sea. Well, I'm gonna have that mental image now every time I see Scott on one of his lives. So yeah, that's kind of my routine for you know, and of course if I'm on Carnival, I try to pop in and check out the sail away party. Um, but and then another little, I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you guys are specialty dining folks, but I always try to. I've found that I've always been trying to book the steakhouse, for the first dinner at sea. So, but that's that's pretty much my routine. I don't know if you guys have anything, that you do differently, or maybe you do the same, but that's pretty much that topic. Uh, but yeah, for the rest of the day, I've got to head over to Best Buy, to the Geek Squad, and have them check out my laptop. I guess uh, I had my laptop that I was using, when I was in between houses when I was getting moved, and so I was using that a lot. And then when I got moved in and settled into the new house, I started using my desktop for more stuff, and so I just wasn't using my laptop. And then I took it on the cruise with me. Of course, I used it a lot then, and then since I've been back, it's just been kind of sitting. And so the other day, I decided to get it out and mess around with it, and I can't remember the password, my login to get into it, and so that's kind of a problem. And then I tried to do the reset, and you have to answer 3 questions, and apparently I've forgot the answers to those questions, or either that, or I'm not entering it in right, or I guess when I set it up, maybe I typed it wrong. So I can't even do that. So now I'm gonna have to go take it to the Geek Squad and get some advice on it. Uh, Scott says your laptop is geeking on. Well, or geeking out. Yeah, it's or maybe it's just me. I'm geeking out or something. But yeah, that's kind of sucks. 'Cause, uh, definitely going to be traveling pretty soon. Mike has been downloading too many scandalous app pictures. Well, you don't want to. I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to put that out there. But so yeah, that's what I got going on today. Uh, got to go uh, get that looked into. Hopefully, it's not going to cost me an arm and a leg. But I just bought that laptop not too long ago, and I gotta. I hate not being able to use it. Law Jones says that they've been having the same problem. Yeah, I guess I should have wrote that stuff down. I guess I'm gonna have to get in a better habit of that. But yeah, this do this show Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7:30 Central, and then on the in between days, the days that I'm not going live, I'm gonna try to put out some more content. And as a matter of fact, I'm working on a video to drop tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that. Um, but appreciate all you guys dropping in to my live, and hope you guys hope you guys are having a great week. Hope the rest of your day goes well. Uh, if you like this kind of content, please consider hitting the thumbs up on the way out. And if you're watching the replay, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Helps the channel grow, helps push the message out to the masses. And I appreciate anybody that watches, likes, subscribes, shares, comments. And like I say, I hope you're having a good day. Hope the rest of your week goes well. And I will see you guys on the next live, which will be Thursday at 7:30. So take it easy, everybody. Have a good day.